What if the interviews you laughed at years ago were actually hiding the darkest secrets of Hollywood and the music industry? What if those casual jokes, playful remarks, and lighthearted moments were warning signs that went unnoticed for decades? Until now. Tonight, we're uncovering the chilling truths behind some of the most shocking scandals you thought you knew. When these interviews first aired, they seemed lighthearted, sometimes even comedic, a moment of entertainment that few viewers questioned. Yet, looking back now, those same exchanges feel disturbingly different, carrying an eerie weight, as if the truth had been quietly hidden in plain sight all along. Tonight, we turn our attention to singer R. Kelly, a figure whose rise to fame was once celebrated, yet whose legacy is now defined by the horrors of his crimes. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in prison following his conviction on racketeering and sex trafficking charges. On top of that, he is serving additional federal time for child pornography and the enticement of minors, a chilling reminder that his crimes spanned years and countless victims. And yet, even before these convictions, subtle warning signs were already there, waiting to be noticed. When Kelly was asked directly about his attraction to younger women, he didn't respond with the simple denial anyone might expect. Instead, there was hesitation, a pause pregnant with meaning. There was deflection, a careful avoidance of the question, a refusal to give a straight answer. He spoke vaguely, almost casually, about friendships with 19-year-olds while insisting he had never pursued anyone illegal or underage. But the pause, the way his words faltered, the almost imperceptible shift in tone, said far more than words ever could. In hindsight, what seemed like an awkward interview moment was actually a subtle glimpse into a deeply troubling truth, a signpost of misconduct hidden behind the veneer of charm and celebrity. It is in these small, overlooked moments that the seeds of a far larger story were planted, a story of manipulation, abuse, and victims whose voices were ignored for far too long. Next, we turn to Bill Cosby in a 1991 CNN interview, where he was promoting a book. Over the decades, Cosby has faced dozens of misconduct allegations, many involving young victims whose voices were silenced for far too long. What makes this particular clip so chilling is the casual, almost matter-of-fact way he discussed behavior that, at the time, was dismissed as harmless or normal. He described using Spanish fly, a substance capable of incapacitating someone, framed as a prank boys played from a young age. There was no acknowledgement of the harm, no hint of remorse, only a nonchalant retelling of actions that, in hindsight, were deeply predatory. Hearing him speak so casually now sends an unmistakable chill down the spine. It was a glimpse into abuse disguised as humor, a warning that was ignored by a culture all too willing to laugh it off. Then there's Danny Masterson, widely recognized for his role as Hyde on that 70s show. In 2023, Masterson was convicted of assaulting 2 women and sentenced to 30 years to life, a verdict that exposed the long shadow of his misconduct. In the aftermath, an old interview resurfaced, one that now feels hauntingly prophetic. What were once casual, joking remarks about young women, bets on kisses, and playful imitations now appear alarmingly inappropriate, a subtle pattern of predation that had gone unnoticed for years. The trial also renewed scrutiny on those around him. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis publicly supported Masterson during the proceedings, a choice that sparked backlash and further attention. As old clips resurfaced, moments that once seemed harmless, offhand jokes, teasing about actresses, were suddenly cast in a far more sinister light. What audiences had once laughed at or shrugged off now stood as clear red flags, a disturbing reminder of how easily warning signs can be overlooked when charm and celebrity obscure accountability. In 2016, Melissa Benoist appeared on live television to share a story about slipping on stairs and hitting her eye. At the time, it seemed like nothing more than an unfortunate accident, a moment of clumsiness caught on camera. Yet, by 2019, she revealed a far darker truth. That story had been a cover for the domestic violence she endured behind closed doors. Benoist spoke candidly of surviving intimate partner violence, recounting the first incident when her partner threw a smoothie directly at her face, leaving her physically bruised and emotionally shattered. She described the crushing weight of convincing herself that forgiveness could somehow fix him, that her love could halt the cycle of violence, only to learn the painful reality that abuse cannot be erased by hope alone. Every forced smile, every public anecdote had been a mask over a hidden trauma, a silent testament to the courage required to survive and speak the truth. Similar patterns emerged elsewhere in the entertainment world. In 2020, Chris D'Elia faced multiple allegations of predatory behavior involving underage women. An old podcast clip resurfaced, revealing a chilling truth. What had once sounded like harmless banter now carried the unmistakable weight of exploitation. Remarks that initially seemed like jokes, casual and fleeting, now exposed a pattern of manipulation and coercion. Snapchat messages discovered by a parent confirmed the danger, proving that even offhand comments or digital pranks could have serious, real-world consequences. Moments that had once seemed inconsequential now appeared as unmistakable warning signs, buried in plain sight. The pressure in Hollywood extended beyond hidden abuse to overtly uncomfortable situations for performers. After filming The Proposal, Sandra Bullock was repeatedly pressed by an interviewer about a half-nude scene, a line of questioning that was inappropriate and invasive, reflecting a broader culture of misconduct and boundary violations. The situation escalated when multiple women came forward with accusations against the reporter, revealing a long pattern of predatory behavior. In response, NBC News took decisive action. Matt Lauer, after decades at the network, was terminated following a detailed complaint about sexual misconduct in the workplace. Even as longtime colleagues had raised warnings in the past, their concerns had been dismissed as harmless banter, illustrating how institutional tolerance and silence allowed abuse to persist unchecked. Pressure on talk shows often crossed the line, blurring the boundaries between entertainment and exploitation. One stark example is Ellen DeGeneres repeatedly prodding Mariah Carey about pregnancy rumors, using peer pressure and alcohol to coax a response. At the time, it may have seemed like lighthearted banter, a playful segment for television audiences. But knowing now that Mariah had struggled with infertility, the interaction reads as cruel and insensitive, a stark reminder of how power and celebrity can be misused to intimidate, manipulate, or publicly corner someone into revealing private information. It was a moment where fame itself became a tool of coercion, leaving viewers with laughter on the surface but discomfort lurking underneath. In 2005, Courtney Love appeared on the red carpet and gave what seemed like a simple, candid answer about moving to Hollywood. Years later, her words were reinterpreted as a warning about Harvey Weinstein's predatory behavior. Though Love herself was not a victim, speaking out at that moment came with consequences, effectively blacklisting her from certain opportunities within the industry. Similarly, Corey Feldman, a survivor of abuse, spoke openly in 2013, warning the public that many perpetrators of misconduct remain powerful and influential in Hollywood. Some, he said bluntly, are still active, wealthy, and untouchable, figures who continue to shape the industry while their past misdeeds remain hidden from most. The same troubling patterns extend into the music industry, where influence and wealth often shielded misconduct from scrutiny. Sean Combs, in interviews discussing his private parties, described environments that, when viewed retrospectively, reveal predatory undertones. He spoke about alcohol, locked doors, and high heat designed to make guests feel comfortable or loose, outlining a setting that manipulated atmosphere and personal boundaries, blurring consent under the guise of fun or luxury. Even young artists like Justin Bieber, when attempting to share their own experiences publicly, were cut off, prevented from revealing the truth. Bieber himself anticipated the consequences for speaking out, noting how permits were denied for events he wished to host, yet he remained determined to continue bringing people together. In hindsight, these moments reflect a pervasive culture where charisma, fame, and influence were weaponized to silence, control, or exploit those with less power. The overarching pattern is painfully clear. What once appeared to be harmless jokes, casual remarks, or minor scandals were in reality early, unmistakable signs of systemic abuse. With the benefit of hindsight, those moments now carry a heavy, chilling weight, a stark reminder of how much went unseen, unchallenged, and unpunished for far too long. Across both the entertainment and music industries, these examples reveal a deeply entrenched culture in which warning signs were dismissed, accountability was delayed, and victims were silenced or overlooked. What once might have been laughed off on camera, brushed aside in interviews, or framed as playful banter now reads as a haunting testament to exploitation and manipulation. The casual words, lighthearted exchanges, and public smiles of the past, when re-examined, take on a dark and undeniable significance, exposing a reality that was always there, yet and fully hidden in plain sight. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden truths behind the headlines, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into stories the world often overlooked. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. What moment shocked you the most? Your voice matters.